Dave?
Thank you. Well, I am on record as having voted not once but twice against funding those roundabout studies. And one of the reasons I did that was that although that grant funding from CCTA is, quote, free, and we made up the shortfall from those CCTA grant monies from other grant funds. The fact is that when you take money from CCTA for one project, you probably have deprived yourself of the opportunity for taking grant money from CCTA for what may be a better project, a better road project. And, you know, there are opportunity costs. And I felt that we had better places to be able to use that grant money, so I voted against it twice on that basis. I also was not a fan of the mini roundabout or any roundabout at the intersection of Bollinger Canyon Road and St. Mary's Road, because as I asked the consultants and never got a straight answer from them on, have you ever built a roundabout in the middle of an S-curve on a steeply sloping road? And the answer is they haven't done that before. And so, you know, we had recent meetings and people pointed out that, you know, if you wanted to make a left turn coming from Lafayette up Bollinger Canyon Road and you were in a truck or a moving van or something, how would you do that? You don't have the turning radius to get around the roundabout. And that issue has been unaddressed so far as well. And when I've been living up in the bluffs for 30 years. I've used that intersection safely for 30 years. You have to be patient. You have to make sure that you can see both ways. And one of the problems there in the past has been that the town didn't always do a good job as it could to trim the vegetation back. So when you're trying to make a left turn out into St. Mary's Road, you couldn't see the cars coming down the hill. When I got on the council and with my wife's nudging, Debbie's there, we got the town to do a better job of trimming the vegetation back so you could see all the way from that intersection up to the intersection at Ring and St. Mary's Road, and you could see and make those turns safely. And we can do other tree trimming in the other direction to increase the amount of visibility and avoid safety and those sorts of issues. So that's where I stand currently on roundabouts. I would be willing to have an open mind looking at, for example, the roundabout at Reen and St. Mary's Road. But again, I'd have to be persuaded that that is actually the right thing for the community. With respect to emergency response and emergency operations, you know, the Canyon Road Bridge is a great example. People were suggesting that we were doing that to help the folks in Canyon get to Moraga for school and whatnot. But in fact, many people from Moraga were commuting that direction if they live on that end of town. When we put that temporary bridge back up, I heard a lot of positive feedback. Thank you for getting that done. And of course, MOFD is thrilled because they didn't have to like place a fire equipment on the other side, and that was not a good thing, emergency response either. We need that back way out of town in the event of